Welcome back. You are watching What's Going On. Well, poetry is hot here in Toledo. We have an amazing poet that's going to share a piece of his. Plus, we'll get to know him a little bit better. Here is Tim Geiger.
What a poem is. This is a piece of paper with some of the words I know. This is ink sprayed on or pressed in, carbon, rubber, graphite, oil. 3 inches below where you're reading right now, the heel of my hand once rested while I wrote and thought the morning rain generated birdsong the whole day ahead. When here comes memory, out of the air or nothing, out of the weather box of my head, dragging along the heavy sacks of childhood, yesterday and just a second ago. There's my grandma. Hello, Mama. And there yaps my dog as a puppy. Here are plastic models, swing sets, sliding boards, the month in Key Largo, and last night's movie, It Doesn't Seem to Stop. Here's where I take another drink of coffee and wonder what bird makes the song I hear now, whether I've heard it before, and exactly how I need to find out. This is the point when the words themselves drift into memories and pick up those songs, which really are full of the hours spent writing all this down. The whole astounding morning, shuffling into the day, even collecting the tomorrows where you sit now with your chin in hand, wondering how you got to this place, where you stop reading these words and go back to your own ordinary and amazing life.
Wow, that was an amazing performance. And we actually have the man here himself, Mr. Tim Geiger. Thank you so much for sharing with us.
You're welcome.
Tell us a little bit about that piece.
So that piece is, I would consider what's called an ars poetica, which is a poem about writing poetry. Okay. So it's really meant to be engaged with on a page where, as you're reading it, I'm giving you instructions on how to read the poem. But I think it works just as well when it's read out loud.
Oh, absolutely. Now, is that a traditional way of writing, or is that something exclusive to your artistry?
No, the ars poetica is an ancient form that was, practiced all the way back to the time of the Greeks. And again, it's really just a process of a poem about poetry, right. About the whole process.
Right. Well, now, what inspired you to become a poet? Have you always had a passion for it?
Yeah, it was when I was an undergraduate and I didn't know what to do with myself. I changed my major more times than I changed my underwear in college. And I finally realized that, poetry encompassed everything, that writing encompassed everything. So that kind of drew me to study it, and I went off to Alabama and received a couple of graduate degrees, and now I teach it at the University of Toledo.
Oh, excellent. And I noticed you have a book. Is that your published work here?
Yes, this is my most recent book, Weatherbox. It won the Vern Rutzela Poetry Prize from Cloudbank Books back in 2019. So.
Oh my goodness. And can people purchase this themselves?
Absolutely. It's available on Cloudbank Books website. Yeah, next book is coming out hopefully in a couple of years. So.
Very good. Now, kind of explain to our viewers what that process is like. Do you just sit down and write a poem a day? Do you wait to get inspired? How does it work?
So each book kind of has a thematic concern about it. Going back to my first book, which was about, growing up Catholic and starting to question my faith. And my second book was about love poems. It was all about falling in love. This book mostly concerns itself with the environment and the climate and the situation we're in. And that's hence the title Weatherbox.
Right.
So, kind of getting focused on a particular theme and then just writing poems that address that theme.
Excellent. Now, and where can people find you online if they want to follow your journey and read more of your work?
Mostly through the university, the University of Toledo website, the Department of English. So.
Okay. And we love the Rockets. We actually have them out here quite a bit. Well, thank you so much, Tim, and we look forward to continuing to read and hear your poetry here in the community, and we'll have those links up on NBC24.com.